All right, what's happening, y'all? It's your favorite uncle, Uncle Bird. And welcome to Uncle Bird's Barbecue. Today, we're gonna show you how to smoke some chicken drumsticks on the kettle grill. All right, first thing we got to do is we're gonna have to get these things on out of the package so we can get them cleaned up. All right, run that down here. And I'm gonna be using some OXO Good Grip Poultry Shears to clean these up today. And I'll also be using the Jaccard meat tenderizer. All right, so first thing we want to do is get them out of the package and go ahead and throw this away. All right, when you're doing your drumsticks, one of the where you really want to focus your cleaning at is going to be right around here where this where the bottom of the drumstick would have met the foot. So you want to make sure you remove any feathers that'll remain right here and any of this yellow bits. You want to go ahead and get that off of the drumsticks before you put them in your brine or season them up and put them on the smoker. So take these, and then the fat part of the drumstick, I like to hit it once or twice. And now what that'll do is that'll create little small holes in the skin as well as make channels in the meat. So that's gonna make the brine more effective, and these little holes will help the fat cook out of the skin, so you don't have to worry about having any gummy skin. And when you go to season them, you just need to pull it, put your finger down here, create a little pocket, drop your seasoning in there, and then you'll be able to pull it back up. So that'll be what you do after they're taken out of the brine. So right now, basically, we just gotta inspect the rest of these, and then they'll be ready to go.
Let's go ahead and make our brine, and our brine is going to consist of plain iodized salt and water. What the brine is going to do for us is it's going to help tenderize the meat. It's going to season it and salt the meat all the way down to the bone, and it's going to help prevent it from overcooking. So in case the chick get away from you a little bit, you're still going to be fine. Take 1 cup of water and pour it into a 2-cup measuring cup. Take your plain iodized salt and just pour it in until it reaches to the 1.5 cup mark. Now this works with any salt, so if you got kosher salt or whatever, just pour the salt in there until it reaches 1.5 cups. Once you've done that, then you want to take the resulting slurry that comes from this. You want to mix it around with a spoon a little bit to kind of stir it up, and then you want to pour that into a bowl. The bowl that I'm using is a 5-quart bowl, so I'm gonna pour the slurry in there, rinse it out, and then I'm gonna fill it up to the 1 gallon mark, and then I'm gonna mix it up with a mixing spoon to make sure that the salt has melted all the way through the water. And then now we just need to take the brine that we've created and pour it over the chicken drumsticks in a Ziploc bag, push the air out, and seal them up. And for today's cook, we're going to be using Cowboy all-natural hardwood briquettes and a 22-inch Weber Kettle Classic. We're going to use indirect heat, which means that the fire will not be directly under the meat. We want to get everything started by opening the bottom vent, which in this video I neglected to do. I did go back and open it up. Go ahead and place a hickory split on the grill. That's going to hold back our hardwood charcoal, and it's going to add flavor as the wood burns. Now, we're using hardwood charcoal because it only has a vegetable binder, but it's not going to have that chemical taste that you find in regular charcoal. You want to make sure that you're using oak or hickory because the chicken's not really going to be on the grill really long, and we want to make sure that we're getting the maximum flavor while we can. Go ahead and fill your chimney with hardwood charcoal. Pour 2/3 of the unlit coals on the side of the hardwood split. Use like 2 pieces of newspaper to light the remaining 1/3 that'll remain in your chimney starter. Now, after the coals have turned white, go ahead and pour them on top of the unlit coals, and the coals are going to burn down like a candle wick. Want to make sure that the wood start burning before you put the top back on for preheating the grill for cleaning. You can use a ball of aluminum foil to clean the grill if you don't have a grill brush. Now that we've put the top back on so the heat can stabilize, we'll take this time to go ahead and remove our chicken from the brine and season it up for the grill. All right, let's go ahead and get these things seasoned up. We got them out of the brine and got them rinsed off, so that way they're not too salty. Now I'm going to be using Uncle Bird's henpeck seasoning, which is a mix of granulated garlic, onion, various seasonings and spices, plus a whole lot of love. Now keep in mind, you can use any type of salt-free seasoning. You just have to make sure that it ain't got no salt in it, because if it does, it's gonna end up being way too salty. So again, for the people in the back, make sure you use a salt-free seasoning. And if you're not sure if your favorite rub contains salt, just go ahead and turn around and look at the ingredient list. Now, If you don't have a particular rub, you can use a real simple rub, which is 1 part granulated onion, 1 part granulated garlic, and 1/2 part black pepper. That'll get you started, and then the world is your oyster from there. Go ahead and pull the skin back to season, and then once you have the skin, the underside seasoning, you want to go ahead and pull the skin back over the drumsticks and season the outside. Now, with the drumsticks, there's so much meat area already exposed, we don't always have to pull the skin back to season the meat. And if you want them to look prettier, this will be an option, because if you don't pull the skin back, it won't shrink as much. And I mean, it looks a little bit prettier, but it just won't have as much seasoning on it. But that method will work as well. Now that we got a hot grill, the smoke is blue, we can go ahead and add our drumsticks. One thing you always want to keep in mind is always place the big part of the drumstick towards the fire, because that is the part that we're wanting to go ahead and cook first. Now, for my setup on the grill, I'm going to go ahead and leave the top vent wide open, because the chicken is best cooked hot and fast. It doesn't really benefit from a long drawn out cooking process, because it doesn't have the same amount of fat and connective tissue that are in other meats like pork or beef. Now, with these, you want to go ahead and just periodically check the drumsticks while they're on the grill. Take a chance. You want to spray them a couple times with distilled white vinegar only. Now, what that'll do is that'll give the smoke a place to stick to, and then the vinegar, the acetic acid in the vinegar, will be tenderizing the meat while it cooks. You just want to make sure that you don't try to put a whole bunch of spices and stuff in the spray bottle, because if you do, it's going to clog up. Now, what you want to do is you want to check the final temperature using your instant read thermometer, and as long as we hit the 172 degree mark, we can go ahead and take them off of the grill and carry over cooking. We'll take them to the final safe temperature of 175 degrees. Now, once we take the chicken off the grill, the chicken needs to rest so that the juices and the heat have a chance to redistribute. Now, these I rested in the microwave for 10 minutes, but the best way is to rest them in a preheated cooler. You simply take a small cooler, fill it with hot water about 30 minutes before you want to take the chicken off of the grill. Of course, you want to empty it and dry it out. And I use oven bags. You just place the chicken in the oven bag and put it in the cooler. Let it sit for about 30 minutes. Be the best chicken you ever ate in your life. Now, in this video, I wanted to be all cool and squeeze the legs so that the juice could run out, but I didn't have my gloves, so I ended up burning my hands, so it didn't work out. Now, this is what we got. So if you found value in today's video, go ahead and help your uncle out, like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos just like this one.